To outsiders, the UFC looks like a dream. The bright lights, roaring crowds, and iconic Octagon entrances paint the image of success. Fighters are idolized as warriors, modern gladiators who have achieved ultimate respect. But behind the camera, the story isn't glamorous, it's brutal. Sacrifice doesn't guarantee survival, and for most fighters, the cage is more prison than promise. The dream. Most fighters start their journey in basements and back rooms, training in rundown gyms with second-hand mats and broken heavy bags. They believe the grind will one day pay off. They take amateur fights for almost nothing, hoping that one win will lead to another. But the dream eats years, money, and health long before the UFC ever calls. The grind. Fighters live on repetition. Wake up, train, eat, rest, train again. Injuries are ignored, bills pile up, and personal lives collapse under the weight of obsession. Unlike other sports, there's no off-season in MMA. Every day is fight camp. And most of it isn't captured on camera. It's quiet suffering, lonely sacrifice, and endless drills that break more spirits than they build. The price. Here's the harsh truth. Most UFC fighters are broke. The show money barely covers training expenses. Fighters pay coaches, gyms, managers, medical bills, and taxes, leaving scraps to survive on. A loss can mean half your paycheck is gone. And sponsorships. The UFC's strict rules cut off another lifeline. Fighters who put their lives on the line often walk away with less than what a part-time worker makes in a week. The politics. In theory, the best fighters rise to the top. In reality, politics run the cage. Fighters are often ghosted, benched, or overlooked for opportunities. Marketability sometimes matters more than merit. Winning isn't always enough if you don't talk trash, sell tickets, or fit the brand's narrative. The cage is supposed to be fair, but behind the scenes, it's business first, sport second. The pain. No fighter leaves the sport unscarred. Broken hands, shattered knees, concussions, torn ligaments, this is the price of entry. Painkillers become part of daily survival. Fighters often push through training with injuries that would keep regular people bedridden. And when the body gives out, there's no pension, no retirement plan, only the memory of what once was. The forgotten. Some fighters debut with hype, but one or two losses later, they're forgotten. Others spend years in obscurity, fighting on prelims for scraps, never touching the main card spotlight. The UFC machine doesn't wait, it chews up and spits out fighters. Today's rising star can be tomorrow's forgotten name, buried in the endless roster shuffle. The obsession. For many, fighting becomes an addiction. Even when the checks stop, even when the injuries pile up, even when the phone doesn't ring with another contract offer, they keep training, keep hoping, keep waiting. Because fighting isn't just a career. It becomes identity. And when the dream doesn't call back, what's left? A body destroyed, a mind haunted, and a life defined by, what if? The reality check. The UFC sells glory, but most fighters never touch it. They chase an illusion, investing their prime years for a belt they'll never hold and a bonus they'll never see. Behind every champion, there are hundreds of forgotten names who gave the same sacrifices but got none of the rewards. This is the cruelest truth. The fight doesn't end in the cage. It follows you home, into your bank account, your relationships, your body, your mind. Conclusion. Being a UFC fighter isn't about glory, it's about obsession. An obsession that consumes your body, mind, and soul. It's a life lived on borrowed time, where every fight could be your last, and every sacrifice might mean nothing. For a few, the dream becomes reality. For the rest, it's just scars, silence, and survival. If you've ever wondered why it sucks being a UFC fighter, here's your answer: because sacrifice doesn't guarantee survival. And for most warriors, the cage isn't a stage of triumph, it's a place where dreams go to die.